Greetings YouTube, Skill Incarnate bringing you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Well, I've been fortunate enough to get my hands on another AAA title. This game is called Ancestors Legacy. It was made by Destructive Creations, who were responsible for the game Hatred. Now, think what you like of that game. They've worked together with One IC Productions to make this fantastic game. Now, One IC Productions were responsible for games like Faces of War and Men of War, and they generally stuck to the World War II theme. This is their first departure from a World War II strategy game, and it's been amazing. The comic book style, the fantastic thematic music, and also the general overall feel of the game. It reminds me of Age of Empires mixed with Company of Heroes. It's fantastic. Overall, this game hit me like a ton of bricks. I wasn't expecting the quality of the game to be so fantastic, but I absolutely fell in love with this game, and we're going to play the first mission together. I'm going to show you why I absolutely am addicted to this. A big thank you to One IC Productions and Destructive Creations for a copy of this game. I am definitely enjoying every second of it. And here we are on the faction screen. We can pick any of the four factions: the Vikings, my personal favourite, the Anglo-Saxons, the Knights of Britain, the Holy Roman Empire, Germany, and the Kingdom of Poland. Now, each of these different factions all have their own leaders, and they have all of their own stories and campaigns which you can go through. Now, some of them aren't complete yet, so while I would call this game a AAA game, it is still a work in progress, so be aware of that. But that being said, the developers are working very aggressively on this, and I've been very impressed by what I've seen so far. We're going to play the Viking Campaign, the first level, because that's going to give you a little bit of an idea of what you're in for, and it really does set the game up very well, showing you the basic skills and the different mechanics in the game you're going to need to succeed.
On June 5th, 793, a storm was approaching the shores of the Kingdom of Northumbria. A few months earlier, Althing, the Council of Vikings, made the decision to plunder its largest abbey, the famous Lindisfarne. One of the leaders of this expedition was Jarl Ulf Ironbeard, a stern but respected man among his people. However, it wasn't meant for all of the Northmen to reach Lindisfarne by the sea. A storm that hit the coast of Northumbria has scattered some of their ships miles away from their destination. Ulf's raiding party landed near a town called Bamborough. The Northmen saw it as an easy target to plunder. Little did they know that all of Northumbria was just coming out of a bloody civil war. Troops of the new King Ethelred were battling remnants of recently murdered King Osred's loyal army. For this reason, heavy garrisons were scattered throughout the country, and one of them was stationed just outside Bamborough.
Alright, so that sets the scene of what we're about to go into. We are part of a large army that has been sent in to raid one of the abbeys. Abbeys are basically centres for the religious church at the time, and as with most of the religious sects back in those times, they had quite a lot of wealth, which was very tempting for people like the Vikings to go and raid. So we're going to go and it doesn't look like our raid is going to go very well to start with. We're going to have to try and recover and see if we can get to Lindisfarne in one piece. And here we are at the beginning of the game.
On the double.
We're one of the surviving squads that made it to the shores of Northumbria. Our goal is to meet up with our leader, Ulf Ironbeard, and help him to crush the English settlement.
Yes, we're going there.
We're going to try and meet up. We're going to head up to the top of the hill and try and assist our brethren.
We missed our landing target, but there is a promising.
So we've now got... We'll group them up separately. Now, Ulf is a hero character. If you've ever played anything like StarCraft or Diablo or Company Heroes, you'll know the hero character's very, very handy. But you have to use them very carefully. So it looks like we've hit a little bit of a bottleneck. Okay, so we're going to try and go around the bottleneck. Come on, Ulf.
Let's go there.
And try and break the stalemate by flanking the archers. This is a really nasty choke point here, and I imagine most of our men are going to get cut in half by those archers. There's quite a lot of them. But there's always another way around. There's always another approach to a problem. It appears some of our friends here are under attack. Yeah, there we go.
Fast, we're going there.
Right. Yeah, so the archers are shredding those guys. So we've got to get rid of the archers and the sling throwers. Now, much like all of our 1IC games, they have some really cool mechanics around flanking. The units can be flanked, and it will actually negatively affect their morale, so they can break. And also, with flanking, you'll do additional damage to them as well. There you go. They crushed them. A surprise attack to the side. It looks like we've got some more friends in our little group. So I'm going to send Ulf in first. I'll try and wait for the... There we go. So we'll get Ulf attacking, because he's got a nice... And then we'll get them to encircle Ulf. And we'll send in our shield bearers. There we go. And then finally we'll get our guys to charge in. There we go. So that was really well done. We managed to attack them from two different directions. Ulf has a very high health pool, so I am using him as a bit of a tank. And you can see there, they're absolutely crushing these guys. A nice sneak attack from the side. Those archers didn't even see it coming. And there we go. So I lost 2 or 3 guys. Pretty light losses. Okay. So, as with most RTS games, we need to destroy the buildings that can produce units. Burn them down. Alright, so these units all have these torches they can use.
Destroy the building. Listen up, Spear. Warriors.
There we go.
Let's move out.
Okay, we've got some archers there. We need to get rid of... Oh, it's alright. We're gonna take those guys out. So we're actually really well set up here. We've got a lot of allies. These guys are not going to come out of it very well. We are taking a little bit of friendly fire, and our our spear unit's taken some heavy losses in this fight. But it looks like we're winning, so it's okay. I am going to try and back up a bit, because our guys are getting shredded by our own fire from our archers. We're winning. We're winning. Right, so this barracks has got to go. Barracks got to go. Burn it down. Now, the interesting mechanic with this game is that you actually take over villages by burning them down. Instead of actually just forcing the peasants to work for you, no, you actually torch the buildings, torch the people inside, and as an aside, technically we're the bad guys. I'd like you to think about that. We've come to the Kingdom of Northumbria, we've turned up, we've killed all their soldiers, we've burnt down all their buildings. Technically, I am a bad guy in this. But I'm trying not to think too much on that subject. Well, as you can see, we managed... It looks like... Yeah. This is not good. We actually managed to get a... Oh, we've lost our spear unit. That's not good. It's alright, we've won. It's okay, we've won. So what we'll do is we're going to destroy the key building. So we've got one more building over here. I'm gonna use my buddy Ulf as a human shield again. We've already lost one unit of our weakest units, our spearmen. So let's see if Ulf can get in there and hopefully create a bit of a distraction.
Form up! Hurry!
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Take them down.
I'm going to try. Unfortunately, this isn't it's a choke point. There's not a lot I can do here. I'm just going to have to take the pain, take the losses, and crush my way through and destroy this church here. We're basically burning down a church of innocent people. So, yeah. Are we the good guys? I'd argue no. I'd say no. I don't know how you guys spend your weekends, but I don't usually burn down churches full of people. Not every weekend, anyway. That was a joke. But yeah, you are the bad guys in this, or at least you do some morally grey things. And one of the things I like about one IC Productions is that they don't pass judgment on the different factions. You're not inherently bad. You are just a bunch of people following your faction's desires and needs. Even with the war games, One IC never paints Germans or Nazis as this evil faction, the way they do in other games like Wolfenstein. And obviously they did some morally reprehensible things, but it's just more about the history. This is the events that happened. These are the stories of the people, and I think that's a lot better way to create an engaging story. So the way they handle the games like Men of War was very well done. If you've ever played a game like IL Sturmovik, the One IC made IL Sturmovik as well, and it was a really good flying game, an excellent flight simulator. So there's another plug for One IC. I grew up playing their games. I grew up playing Men of War. I grew up playing Faces of War. So when I received a copy of this game, I was very excited. So as you can see, we've won the day. We've burned down all the buildings. These guys are not doing too well.
Brace yourselves! They're coming in great numbers!
It looks like, yeah. It appears we might be in some trouble here. They've managed to storm their way in, and they're going to try and retake their settlement. There's probably not a lot I can do. Okay, so we're going to go for a defensive stance. I'm going to try and hold the... There we go. Try and hold the entrance as best we can. So this is a good choke point to hold. There we go. We've actually blocked them coming through. I'm not sure if we can do this though. We are outnumbered very heavily. But we do hold the entrance, so we will technically do this. If the archers have got a good angle on the bad guys. Come on, Ulf. Keep swinging, bro. Keep swinging. Can you even fight? It looks like even him with his massive health, he's taking quite a lot of damage here. Yeah, it looks like we can't win this. So unfortunately we're going to have to retreat, and that's the level, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed the first level of Ancestors Legacy. Let me know if you want to see more of this fantastic game. I certainly enjoyed playing it. I love all of One IC's games. So let me know what you thought. Let me know if you'd like to have me continue playing through the campaign and playing through some of the other campaigns. So that was it. Leave me a like, leave me a subscribe, leave me a comment on what you thought, and hopefully we'll see you for the next episode. Again, a massive thank you to One IC and Destructive Creations for a copy of your excellent game, and I look forward to seeing more of your work. Until next time, Skill Incarnate out.